Hi friends, today I am going to explain the best thing and that is SQS messaging services for developers. I am going to explain each and everything about SQS with the help of diagram like this. By the end of this video, you can also confidently explain this concept to anyone. Like what is SQS, when to use it, when not to use it. And yes, it's a very hot topic in AWS interviews, okay, especially for developers, so don't miss it. Let's start learning. What is Amazon SQS simple queue service? Can you share a real world example? After hearing the answer, you will be 100% able to explain this to anyone. And this is very important, especially if you are a developer. Let me explain with the help of a real world microservices example. Imagine you are a developer and your team is building an e-commerce platform similar to Amazon. Now, most of the time we use microservice architecture for creating big platforms. If you are new to microservice, don't worry, I will give you the idea. In the microservice architecture, the application is broken down into small independent services. For example, in the e-commerce application, first the user will place the order via some front-end application, right? And that order will be received by the order service or the API, which can be in .NET, Java, Node, backend technology, etc. And it may be connected to some database also. Now remember, this order service or API is just for receiving the order. It will not do anything else. It will then pass the received order for further processing to other services. For example, first the order is passed to the inventory service. Okay, that inventory service will check whether the product is available in stock or not. Then it is passed to the payment service, okay, which will check whether the payment is done by the customer or not. And the last is shipping service, which arranges product delivery from the supplier to the customer. Okay, now maybe there are many more services, but we will keep it simple, short for better understanding. Okay, here as you can see, since we have many small services in this architecture, therefore it is called microservices architecture. Each of this service will do one job and is hosted separately, maybe hosted separately in separate EC2 beanstalk instances. Okay, and maybe each service has its own separate database also. Okay, now comes the important part. All these services needs to talk or communicate to each other, right? For that we use messaging services. And one of the best way to send the order message from order service to all other service is Amazon SQS messaging service. See here, when users places the order through the app or website to the front end, the request will reach to the order service, which will then create a message, or you can say an order message. That message will typically be in the JSON format mostly, and it will contain the order ID, price, details of the order. Now listen carefully. Instead of calling these inventory, order, payment, shipping services directly from the order service to pass the message directly, we will not do it. Instead, we will use the SQS messaging service. Okay, simple queue service it is called. Inside the SQS, the order message from hundreds of users will be keep coming and stored in a queue like this. There will be hundreds of orders are coming, each one of this is a message. Okay, then all the other services like inventory, payment and shipping can poll the SQS queue. Poll means all the services will send the request to the SQS and pull the order message from it. Okay, for example, inventory service will pull the message and check the order whether it is present in stock or not. Order payment service will pull the message from the SQS to check the order payment status. Shipping service will pull the message to ship the order. Okay, so that is the whole flow. And yes, here I have given the example of a very generic API, but in real applications, these API, inventory check, order, this can be the Lambda functions also. Okay, because they are very popular for pulling the messages from the SQS. Okay, now you can ask why to use Amazon SQS messaging services. Why we not call the order service directly? Okay, so although maybe you know the answer slightly now, but that I will answer in detail in the upcoming question. But before that, here is the simple and easy to remember definition of Amazon SQS. Amazon SQS is a fully managed message queuing service that enables asynchronous communication between microservices, improving decoupling, reliability, and scalability. Okay, so now in upcoming question, I will explain asynchronous communication, which is the power of SQS. But this diagram and this definition will help you in quick revision from this book later. Before moving forward, a quick note here. I created a complete AWS interview preparation bootcamp for you with 3 powerful tools. Number 3, 200 plus AWS interview questions from all the topics step by step, even for AWS beginners like this. Second, a PDF book for quick last minute revision. And first, 10 AWS mock interviews to practice like real interviews. Many students have already cracked interviews with my courses. All links are in the description. If interested, great. If not, no worries. Let's move to the next question. What are the advantages of using SQS to decouple microservices? Let's understand this using this SQS diagram, which I already explained in the previous question. If you remember, order service will send the message to the SQS, right? And others, inventory, payment, and shipping services will pull the messages from the SQS queue. Okay, this queue. Okay, now the question is, why not directly call these services from the order service like this? Why to use one more extra messaging service? This look unnecessary, this SQS, but it is very important, and here is the reason. If the order service will call each microservices directly, then it's a synchronous workflow. Synchronous means then the order service, your order service, has to wait for the response from the inventory, payment, and shipping services. And they will take time, right? Inventory will take time, and that will make the things tightly coupled and blocked. Meaning, order service is receiving the orders, right? But it also has to wait for the response from the inventory services. So as a result, order service will be slow, and therefore even the actual user will, the user experience becomes slower, because then the UI has to wait for the order service to finish multiple tasks before responding. The order service will doing so much, okay, receiving the orders, calling other services, waiting for the responses, handling failures. This can make your system slow, overloaded, even crash, especially when you have thousands of orders are coming, keep on coming per minute. So that is the problem with direct calling, or you can say the synchronous call. Now compare that with when you are using the SQS. Here the order service will simply drops the message to the SQS queue, and that's it. Order service job is done. Its only job is to receive the order from the user and send the message to the SQS, and then it's free. No need to wait for the other services downstream. No need to wait for them to respond. That is called asynchronous messaging, okay? Because SQS is very much powerful to handle the messages. Order service is not that powerful. And now order service is not blocked, and as a result user is also not blocked. Here all the services doing their job independently and not tightly coupled, or they are not dependent on each other. This is called loose coupling architecture, which is great. Loose coupling means makes your architecture more faster, scalable and reliable even under very much high traffic. So that's why we need SQS to decouple services and to create a loosely coupled architecture. That is the answer to this question. Same points, so this direct calling is not required now, and same thing point I have explained here also. I have written here in the book everything, so that later if you will revise, so you do not have to listen the video again and again. You can just read these points and you will easily understand. Okay, now you may ask, okay, the purpose of SQS is clear, but how the orders are processed by the SQS and how the messages are stored in the SQS, that I will explain in the upcoming question. In what order messages are processed by Amazon SQS? Here is the diagram about SQS which I already explained in previous question, and here is the simple and straightforward answer. Amazon SQS support two queue types. Basically it will store the messages as the queue. First is the standard queue, which is the default way, meaning when these services will pull the messages from the SQS, then SQS messages are delivered at least once to the services. Okay, at least once, but delivery order is not guaranteed. So for example, what not guaranteed means, if 10 messages are there in the SQS queue, then any random second, fourth message can be delivered first to the inventory or order service. Okay, order payment or shipping service, any random message, because delivery order will not be maintained. But yes, this standard queue will offer high throughput, and it is throughput means it's fast, and it is suitable when messages order is not critical. Yes, message order is not critical, then this standard queue is the best. Okay, second way SQS support is FIFO queue. FIFO means SQS ensure that the messages are processed in first out order with exactly once delivery, meaning in what message is first in queue, then that message will be delivered first only to the service. Okay, in short, delivery ordered will be maintained in FIFO queue. You can use this when message order matters, like in financial transactions, message order matters. Okay, great. I know now you have a very good idea about how the message processing happen with the SQS, either standard queue which is default or the FIFO queue. For FIFO queue you have to do some configuration in your Amazon AWS. Standard queue is by default. Okay, and FIFO queue is important when message order matters, for financial transactions, logs, etc. That's it. Great job, my friend. Now if you understand SQS, then the next step is for you to learn SNS and DLQ like this. That also I have explained in the same way in my complete AWS interview bootcamp. Many of my students have already used my courses to crack their interviews. Now, if you don't want to miss a single question for your next interview, then check out the bootcamp and book link in the description below.